This week on Bushnell Presents Prairie Pursuit, we're fishing at a Rowan's Ravine with G&S Marina on Last Mountain Lake.
Where you're pumped. It's just another beautiful day on Last Mountain Lake.
Bushnell presents Prairie Pursuit, brought to you by Bushnell Outdoor Products Canada, Hornady, Accurate, Deadly, Dependable, Old Smokes Coffee, JB Sausage Supplies, Tourism Saskatchewan, North Pro Sports, Crosby Cedar Products, Ace Outfitting, Tobin Lake Trophy Adventures, Graham's Tire, Trail Runners Canine Training Center, and Labrador Retriever Dogs and Puppies. And these fine sponsors.
Cannot believe the boat stacked on the point head. Well, Mike, what are we up to today?
Well, it's last week in September. We're gonna get out and try and find some walleye here. I'm gonna go run north, try and get away from some of these boats, and see if we can't get some fish. We're staying with G&S Marina this week, although I forgot that I think next weekend is the Rowan's Ravine tournament, so a lot of boats out pre-fishing. Fishing's been pretty good this season. Lots of big fish in the boat. This year, the biggest in this boat is just under 13 pound walleye. So today we're hoping for something in that 10 pound plus. I think this is the place to do it. Let's get it done.
It's the Misty Mountain Hop on Last Mountain Lake this morning.
One day in the spring, I took out Kane. Rainer and I came one day, the first day. We ended up going in about 3 to 7 feet of water and just casting jigs with little twister tails. Just started crushing them.
No kidding.
I caught about 20 and Rainer caught 0. And then 2 days later, we came back out and I took Kane with me. And the exact same thing, exact same spot. Rainer never caught one fish the entire day. Kane caught about 4.
Oh, you must be frustrated.
So 2 days, we caught about 40 or 50 fish in 2 days, and he didn't catch a single one.
What was he doing?
I don't know, and I'm trying to explain as I'm going, right? I'm just casting, bouncing it back along the bottom. For me, I'm just trying to mimic like a minnow swimming across the bottom. So I'm just popping it off the rocks, let it pause for a second. And I mean, we're only fishing 3 to 7 feet of water, so it's basic. It's not like he wasn't close to the bottom or close enough to get some strikes.
I like that vertical fishing. I like it because it's you and the fish. I'm not trolling behind a bunch of gear behind the boat with a couple 100 feet of line behind the boat. It's me and about 30 feet of line and the fish at the other end. So, when they hit some of those strikes, when you're being aggressive with the spoons or the jigging wraps or shiver minnows, whatever you're using, some of those strikes are just reaction bites. And when those fish hit, they're smashing the bait and, sometimes almost taking that rod in your hand, they hit so hard.
Where you're pumping.
There we go. Oh, baby.
I'm coming.
Oh, that guy just hammered it.
The one where you're pumping.
Oh, this guy hammered it. Wow.
The one where you're pumping.
And I marked it right there. Just. It's a good fish, too.
Just your reaction. I was looking at you when you set the hook in, and it was.
Well, that's a fatty. Get a quick measure on him here. 26 1/4.
Good call.
It's not bad. Hey, good way to start the day. Look, he's got about a 10-inch tool in his mouth. How cool is that? I'm gonna take him out, but I think you earned that meal.
You earned it.
All right, let him go, let him grow. It's not bad. Hey, good way to start the day. And look, he's got about a 10-inch tool in his mouth. How cool is that? All right, let him go, let him grow. There we go.
Well, that's a good first fish start today, hey?
That's a great way to start the day. Nice 7-pound walleye, 26 1/4 inches. That's why we come to Last Mountain Lake. All kinds of fish. Big. You know, I don't think there's very few lakes in the country that have the average fish that Last Mountain has. You can come out and catch 6, 7, 8-pound walleye all day long, and it's pretty freaking cool. I love it.
You're pumping.
Kind of scared me, actually.
Like just lightning fast, dude. You just freaking hammered him like a right hook. You know, even though he was only 26.5 inches, he's still probably 8 pounds.
Well, I think that's what you forget about here. You get a lot of lakes. Like you go to Diefenbach, you'll catch a 26-inch walleye, but he's
thin.
4 pounds.
He's thin.
Here, even your 22, 23-inch fish are 4 or 5 pounds. They're so fat. And all we're doing is just using a jigging wrap. I'm using a Fire Tiger, Glow Fire Tiger, and Brian's using a Hyper Glide. Just simple jigging wraps. It's funny, so you think about the size of that tool that the fish had in his mouth. Like it had to be an 8-inch tool.
Right, we're always trying to go ultra micro small. Trying the jigging wrap today. We had a boat beside us get a really nice one, a jigging wrap, and then Mike got a good one. And so we're just working technique. It's something that you do all day long. Your arms will tell you at the end of the day. It takes a fair amount of effort to crank these things, but really effective for big fish. So that's what we're doing. The fog's burnt off, and it's just another beautiful day on Last Mountain Lake.
The boats lined up here. Unreal. That's why I hate Sundays. A lot of boats.
Mm-hmm.
$10.46. Let's wait till 11.
I'm good.
Your wrap is a lot of work though.
Right? You do that all day long.
Sorry, what do you got?
You get a nice walleye here. A bait caster.
Going pretty good. I should have the GoPro on up front too. Oh, that's a nice fish. I'll get the net for you.
Be a target here. Nice little Last Mountain Lake walleye.
Put it on the measuring stick. You good?
Yeah, he's probably only 5 pounds. This thing probably 24, 25 inches long. Nice one. Fog's lifted.
We are certainly on the struggle bus right now. I tell everybody this is one of the best walleye fishers in Western Canada, and
Which it is. But here's the other part of the story. It's also one of the toughest ones to fish.
no, you're absolutely right, and that's what I tell everybody. I think it took me probably 3 years to figure out how to fish this place. The first 3 summers, come out here and catch a handful of fish a day if you're lucky. And then you hear all the guys talking about catching 100 walleye and 10 pounders and 12 pounders and 14 pounders, and you think it's just a myth, but yeah, there's days out here where you crush them one day and the next day nothing.
Yeah, everybody thinks Last Mountain Lake, oh yeah, it's just easy, right? Go out, throw out a leech, jig a minnow and you're gonna catch your fish. It's not like that. It's a complicated fishery. You gotta move around, try lots of different spots, hard to locate. There's no secret, it's a good fishery. There's a lot of boats out here, and there's a lot of boats out here all the time. So fish are pressured, and it's just all part of the challenge. I mean, it's like snow goose hunting. It's not supposed to be easy.
You know, good electronics is critical. It's key to find those fish and be able to separate those fish from the bottom. And when you find them and you drop that jigging wrap or that spoon right down on their nose, and they come up and smash it within seconds. It's pretty cool.
Nice little fish.
Like him funny because he's so funny.
Counts though, doesn't it?
Count. Every once in a while you get him funny. Well, at least we're on to some fish anyways.
Yeah, that's 4 in the last like 10 minutes.
Need to find some bigger ones.
I'll give you 55.
Nope.
She's 18-inch walleye. Not too bad. We'll take it.
Well, there you go.
I don't think it's a monster, but not a bad average size fish. About 20-inch walleye. Here you go. I've been jigging this white puppet minnow most of the afternoon. This morning I was using a Fire Tiger jigging wrap, and we've used the Moonshine Shiver minnows. Just a nice aggressive bait, covers a lot of water, gets down fast, and one of my favorite lures any time of the year, winter, summer, doesn't matter. How's it going, guys? How are you? Oh, okay. Blaine, beautiful day out. Feed's working.
Well, today was a fun day. Mike and I haven't fished together in a while, which is not normal. So it was sure nice to be able to come out and spend an awesome day on the lake. The weather was spectacular. It probably feels like one of those last days of summer. So it was fun. We had a good day walleye fishing. We probably caught somewhere close to 20. We didn't get any of those real big mamas that we were looking for. We got a couple of really nice fish this morning, and on probably any other lake that they would be considered great walleyes. But Last Mountain Lake can put a trophy of a lifetime in your boat. So Mike's going to continue fishing this week and try and find some big mamas. Very fortunate to have Last Mountain Lake 25 minutes from my house. We get to fish this lake lots, and fall is the time for those big fish, and it's just gonna get better from here on in. So stay tuned for some big fish. I'm sure Mike's gonna put some big ones on the boat.
Perfect night for it. We got a front coming in starting tomorrow and Tuesday. Tuesday's supposed to be 70K winds, so try and get as much fishing in today as we can. All I'm doing is I'm fishing that 20 to 30 feet, kind of stuck in that range most of the day, using ripping wraps, puppet minnows, barely moving 0.1, 0.2 miles an hour. Just trying to keep that jig vertical and bounce it off the bottom. Fish on, but I broke my rod setting the hook. That's not good. Fish wasn't even that big. Well, nice fish, but I broke my fishing rod. I don't know if it was worth it or not. That's too bad. I like that fishing rod. Every year I lose at least, or break at least 1 or 2 fishing rods, but I don't think that was my fault. Little jigging wrap. Missed them. Well, day 1 here of 3 is about to come to a close. We're gonna try for 1 more fish, and then we'll shut it down for the night. We'll get settled into the cabin. It's the last weekend of August. I'm with G&S Marina Outfitters, Rob Schultz and his wife Donna Schultz. For me, Robert, Last Mountain Lake is probably one of the, in my mind, one of the best walleye fisheries in probably all of Canada. Yeah, tell me a little bit about your spot there.
Well, first of all, we've been operating for 30 years. It's our 30th anniversary. We have the Marina Store, which is a general store with all kinds of tackle, confectionery, food items, toys for the kids, ice cream, pretty much anything you need when you're out camping. We got all camping goods. We have fuel on the water. We have a full-service marina. We have rental boats. We've got our 17-foot Lunds, daily rentals. We have a semi-pro 18-foot Lunds that we have for packaged with cabins or just day rentals also. We've got 2 pontoons that we rent out. Very popular through the summer for the families. And then we have our 20-foot fully guided packages that we take you out, supply rods, reel, tackle, bait, everything. With this package, we also include rods, reel, tackle, bait, everything, fully guided. So you can come up here, you can fly, you can drive. That's all you need to bring is proper clothing and whatever you want to eat or drink when you're on the boat, and everything else for fishing is provided. We've got 12 cabins that we rent through the summer. We're open from May long weekend right through till end of September, and sometimes we go into later October too.
You know what else I love about this place, this marina and the campground is this boat launch. You know, this is probably one of the nicest boat launches, again, in southern Saskatchewan, certainly in the Regina area. You know, no matter how rough it gets out there in the main lake, it's always included here and get your boats in and out.
Because you can have some crazy storms, as you know, on this lake, and all of a sudden you've got 4 or 5 foot waves.
Yeah.
When you get into this marina, you're safe.
This lake is about 70 kilometers long from start to finish. You know, you can see it's not a super wide lake, but if you get that wind coming from the north or the south, it really rolls down the lake. It makes it pretty tough to fish. I've been fortunate enough to fish walleye from Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Northwest Territories, and I will say, hands down, Glass Mountain is one of the premier walleye fisheries in the country. There's really not a whole lot of structure on this lake. It's not like your typical lakes in the north where there's lots of rocks and points and humps. This lake is basically a flat and the fish constantly roam. But when you find them, it is absolutely outstanding.
Start the day off with some whole smokes.
Little sipping whiskey. Sounds like a man's coffee.
I had no idea the dark end of the worm was the head. I really didn't notice. If I can draw, make it look easy to feed the worm onto this hook. I just hang the worm on the hook and call it baited, but we gotta feed this sucker all the way onto here. And after all this, I'm gonna stick it down there and a little walleye. I'm gonna bite the tail off, and I gotta do it all over again. I love fishing. I do. Bait it.
So what are we doing?
Trying to catch fish.
Dancing, Greg's dancing back there.
Got our sea legs going.
Yeah, we got a little swell on here, don't we? So you got your bottom bouncer, different weights depending how fast you want to go. We're just using a small smiley blade. I like these smiley blades because even if you're trolling very, very slow, the blade will still spin. Some of those big heavy metal blades don't spin the way that these ones do. So we're just gonna throw a worm on there, a piece of worm, and cover some water.
I don't think. I gotta do that again.
Double header. I think you beat me. You wanted it. A little slow death.
Right on the bench there. Good start.
Well, a little change of plans. The walleye bite's been pretty tough this morning. So we're just gonna sneak in this little bay and see if we can't pull a couple pike out. I've often found too, Rob, I don't know if you've found the same, but I find to catch the big fish, time of day doesn't matter so much. Numbers for the morning, but I've caught a lot of my big fish midday. Ice fishing, summertime.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, we've got a lot of big.
Hang in there.
Ooh, hello, Joe.
Hey, jump.
I'll land it for you. Fish. Hey.
Oh, he's putting on a show for the fans.
He is.
Splashing, splashing the lens.
What you got, Greg?
Oh, it's gone.
What happened?
Well, I'm driving the boat. I was supposed to be running the camera, catching a fish.
You feel shame?
I feel shame. I do.
Just inhaled that thing, didn't he? Yeah. There's another man. One of my favorite lakes, one of my favorite campgrounds. It was certainly awesome to have the opportunity to meet you and hang out with you a little bit. That's good looking fish. I'll get my phone for a photo. Thanks for the day.
Bushnell presents Prairie Pursuit, brought to you by Bushnell Outdoor Products Canada, Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable, Old Smokes Coffee, JB Sausage Supplies, Tourism Saskatchewan, North Pro Sports, Crosby Cedar Products, Ace Outfitting, Tobin Lake Trophy Adventures, Graham's Tire, Trail Runners Canine Training Center, and Labrador Retriever Dogs and Puppies. And these fine sponsors: